Okay, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I just might pause for a few more seconds just to let those join us who might be running a few minutes late. So just bear with us for a few more seconds. Okay, I think we'll just get going now. So yeah, good morning and thank you for joining us today. We're really excited to share our new development that we have going with our friends at Boma. This has been under development for a wee while now. So yeah, really excited today to share some exciting opportunities for our customers with what they can do with Boma. So let's introduce ourselves. So I'm Sarah. For those of you that don't know me, I am the product manager at Wolters Kluwer and was previously the team leader for business fitness. So I'm very familiar with the business fitness content and the Accelerate newsletter that we produce for you. With me, I have Charles and Liz from Boma, and they're going to help me present today. So I'm sort of going to do the introductions and they will take you on a live demo of their amazing communication platform that they'll share with us today. Just before we do start, just a couple of housekeeping matters. So I just wanted to mention that if you do have a question today, please feel free to pop it in the chat box that you'll see on your screen, and we will attempt to answer those maybe during the presentation, but definitely at the end of the session we have set aside some time to answer those questions today. So let's have a look about what this partnership is. So yeah, today is really our official announcement that we have launched our partnership with Boma. And I'd have to say, really, the first time I set eyes on Boma, which I think would have been back in about 2018, I attended a demo, and I just really saw the potential that by combining the Wolters Kluwer specialised content and this really easy to use communication platform, I just thought it was just going to be this amazing way that we could revolutionise the way that you connect with your clients and prospects. And I know as a previous business owner how time consuming the effort and time involved in trying to create content and share content with your clients and trying to foster those relationships and develop new ones with prospects, just how much effort and time that takes to do. And so this is what really excited me when I saw Boma. And I think most of you will be already familiar with our Accelerate content. For many, many years, Business Fitness have been creating a white label newsletter service for our clients. And that's something that you could use, send out to your clients and brand as your own. Well, I really think this is the next step, the next tool that will really revolutionize the way that you communicate and target your communications to your clients and prospects. But really, I want to, let Charles now give you a little intro into who Boma is and what they do. So Charles, if you would like to take over.
Yeah, thanks Sarah, and on behalf of Liz and I, thanks everyone for your time this morning. So a little bit about us. So we're basically, we were started in 2017, and we're basically a powerful yet simple communication tool. But we combine that with a library of customizable content articles that have been specifically designed for accountants and bookkeepers. So what this means is that you've basically got one place online where you can go and you can not only send out campaigns, but you can also find all the content that you might want to send out as well. So we allow you to share the content via email, social media, and also your website blog. And the point behind the content is that it really delivers and drives value to your clients and prospects by how they're highlighting the sorts of issues that may affect their business and providing insights to help them survive and thrive. And we definitely have seen, since the advent of COVID in March last year, the need for accountants to support their clients has become more important than ever. So what we really do is take out the hassle and stress of finding that great content and allow you to send it out to them really easily and then get back to doing what you do best, which is sort of supporting them in their business day to day.
So I'll jump in there and talk a bit about marketing, because I think sometimes it's considered a bit of a dirty word, and sort of thought of as sales. But I think marketing, as we probably all know, is a lot more than sales. It's about nurturing and supporting your existing clients. It's communicating with them and helping them, particularly now in the world that we live in. But it is, also positioning your firm as the obvious choice for prospects. So what you're doing online is being seen by someone who may be referred to you, but is still going to check you out online first. And marketing has changed. It used to be you buy an ad in the paper or a television ad, it was broadcast, the channels were owned by other people, so you had to pay a rep to put your ad together and put it on the radio or whatever it is. And you hope that you reach some of the people that you're really targeting. Nowadays, marketing is way more targeted. You normally own the channels, like your LinkedIn or your Facebook media channel, and your email database, for example. It's smaller audience, and particularly for accountants and bookkeepers, it's about being relevant, being engaged, and really sharing your unique expertise to help solve their unique business challenges. So it's way more targeted, and and that's where I think Boma has created this tool that we've decided we are, from the very beginning, we're specifically about accountants, because we're trying to meet the needs of this industry in order to engage and support your clients. So next slide, I think. Yeah.
Thanks, Liz. And just before we do go into the live demo, I just did want to talk a little bit more about the Wolters Kluwer Premium Library that will sit within the Boma platform. And some of you may be familiar with it if you've used Accelerate before. Basically, we've put all our, all our quality content that sits within our client resource section. So we've got things like guides, articles, fact sheets, current news that you can easily access from within Boma and share. And I think the key thing about our content is that, one, you've got peace of mind when you use it. So any tax content that we put up there is always reviewed by our tax expert. So our content is technically correct. We have expert writers actually writing our content. And so the information's easy to read, and it's specifically written for your clients, not you. Okay, so it is jargon free, etc. So it's designed specifically for your clients. And what I think is also quite interesting about it is that most of our articles will include call to actions. By that I mean, at the end of an article, it might say, join me for a coffee to discuss further. So a great way to connect with prospects or existing clients and drive some of your business growth. And as Liz will show you in the demo, all our articles can easily be customized. So if you wanted to add a little personal touch to them, that's easy to do within the platform. And you can target those articles to specific customers or audience. So for example, I know we write a lot of sort of farming articles, for example. You don't want to necessarily send those to your retail business clients. So you can target your specific audience through the Boma platform. So anyway, I'll hand over.
Cool. Just one important thing to mention, when you're doing these campaigns, as Liz said, you can send it out.
Somebody's dog.
Sorry, always the case. Murphy's Law, isn't it? And I can't find my mute.
Yeah. So you're able to send it out across a whole variety of social channels as well as your email. And the great thing is that all you need to do is choose which channels you want to send it out to, and Boma will automatically format both the text and the image to fit that channel. So every piece of content has a short social post that's written. Again, as Liz will show you, that can be customized, but this is perfect for your social accounts, and that will always then link through to the longer form article, whereas your emails, it comes written in the long form automatically. So the benefit here is that you can send out email and social campaigns in just a few minutes. Obviously, as Liz will show you, you can customize if you want, but it really cuts down on the amount of fiddling and work that you need to do. Just a point, when it comes to sending out the social posts, Boma connects into your social account. So these will be coming from your social account. And we also have all the tracking and engagement stats within Boma, so you can see how they went. It's the same with email. We connect to your email address, so it'll come from you. And then if someone chooses to reply to that email, it'll go back to the designated email address that you have specified. So really, really simple, multiple channels, all within Boma, and you can set it up and send it out within minutes. And I think Liz is going to show you that now.
Lovely. So if I can get the share screen working, I will do that now. And up to Boma. Here we go. So here's the platform. It's a desktop platform. It's very simple. You can, within the platform, you can create, if I click on the create button, you can create an email, a social media update, a lead form, which is basically capturing email addresses. So whether that's a promotion or a newsletter database, once you've created that, you can put that on your website to collect email addresses to start sending newsletters out, and social media ads. So we're not going to start there. We're going to start with the content library, which is what is really makes Boma different. It's our sort of unique difference, is the content library, because we know you're busy and we know you're busy doing the numbers. So we've created this resource where you can choose an article, customize it and send it out. Now, we're absolutely so excited to be partnering with Wolters Kluwer, who are the experts in content. And so I've just clicked into the Wolters Kluwer library. You can see that there are other libraries in here, the Gap and Xero, for example. And then you can see the categories: compliance, general, management strategy, people, sales and marketing, tax and tech. There are over 300 articles in here and they go in every week. So we've always got new content. We make sure that it's really relevant. Obviously, depending on the time of year, there'll be things maybe end of financial year. There could have been something about the wage subsidy, for example, or the bright line test changing. So there's relevant new content going in all the time about new legislation or particular compliance updates, for example. So if I scroll down through here, you can see a number of articles that you won't have seen these images before, but they're put in this in order for you to share to social. You can change these images, but you may have seen some of this content in the client resource section in Business Fitness. So now that it's here, if I go in and click, for example, is your Airbnb income taxable? I'd like to send this. I can see that Boma has written the social post for me. I can change that. I can also change the email content if I want to. I can look at the guide that's here. It's a PDF web hosted guide. So that's the long form. I've got a nice email to send to people with a long form guide, and I might send that to some clients that I've recently been talking to about changes in legislation or things that they need to be aware of. So if I deliver that, I can choose to deliver it either as an email, a social media update, or perhaps all my channels. So for the purposes of this demo, let's look at all channels. You can change the heading. No one sees that. That's up to you. But if you were sending that to one particular client or a group of clients, you might want to label these campaigns separately. Click Start. First step is our first look at that content. We can add some things in here. So I might sort of, for example, just add, go down. I'm going to add a hashtag here. And this change that I make here will be followed across. I'm going to add Xero because I'm a Xero business, for example. I can see email here as well. And I could potentially use this content on my website as well. So the change that I've made here will come across all my channels, and if I click continue, we can see all the channels that we've connected. So when you set up your Boma account, you do link to your social channels that you have. So whether that's your LinkedIn business page, your personal page, you might have Twitter and a Facebook page, for example. I'm on LinkedIn at the moment. I can see that that change has been pulled through here. And I'm going to preview, and that's what my LinkedIn post will look like. If I click on Twitter, I can preview that, and I can change all of these just by simply coming in here and taking words out or putting words in. There are some limits, for example, with Twitter, and Boma will alert you to that. Facebook's a wee bit different because of the fake news that Facebook is often coping with. They do not allow third party to post on your behalf. So the workaround is I just copy and paste. Again, I could write that from scratch or totally change it if I want to. If I then go into email, I'm going to first can see that the subject line is written for me, the preview description, which is the first little bit of snippet of text that you see when you open your email, my name, my email address. Again, all of those things I can change if I want to, but it makes it a lot easier when it's already done. We all know it's easier to edit something than it is to write from scratch. I'm going to edit the people that I send it to. I can select those contacts manually. So Boma does sync with Xero HQ. If you are with Xero, then the contacts will come through, your Xero contacts will come through on a 24-hour sync, but you can easily just upload your email database via a CSV file. I'm going to filter using tags, and I want to use something, the Xero Active, for example. Oh, I've got Xero in there because this is a test account. Let's leave it as it is, save and close. But you can see you create your own tags that are relevant to you and relevant to your audience. Now select your template, and Boma gives you a lot of options here. If you want to create a beautiful newsletter, you can see there's lots of lovely newsletter templates here where you can change the images out. We're going to select the simple template, which is a beautiful template that's brought my logo through. It's pulled the colors from my logo to create a template that works. I can also see down the right-hand side different versions of that piece of content. So if I was creating a newsletter, I might want to pull the short content in and then go back into the content library and choose another piece of content. I'm going to send the full piece of content. So I'm going to drag that in, simply drag and drop. And then again, I can go and click in here and add my own personal text. So I'm going to put a personal greeting by clicking Dear and merge tags, choosing first name. That will pull the first name from my contact list. So it's a bit more personal. I might want to take something out here or download the guide to us about your rental properties. Something. So I can then preview that here. When I'm happy with it, I can save and close. There are lots of functions that I'm not showing, but if you do decide to give Boma a go, I really recommend it. You have 14 days free trial and you get free training. So you'll be allowed to book a demo. You'll have 45 minutes or so with someone to go through all the features and functionality, ask all the questions you want. And because it's one-on-one, you know, there'll be things that you want to do as a firm that is different to another firm. So you can ask those questions there. Final thing would be to send a test email. Obviously, it's good to do that, send it to yourself or someone in the practice that you work in to check that you're happy. And then last thing, schedule delivery. So you can send it for a specific time. If it's 10 o'clock on a Friday night and you're still working at it, don't send it then, send it the following week or in the morning, or you can send it now. So you can spend some time in your week, for example, you know, half an hour here and there and create a couple of campaigns going forward, choose some topics that you think are really relevant. I'm going to go back to the dashboard and go into campaigns, and you can see the campaigns that you sent in the past. Again, because it's a test account, you're seeing things sort of repeated, but yours would look a little bit different. You can see on this, for example, end of financial year, what do we need from you for retail clients? You can see it was posted by email, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and you can go into them and see the engagement data. Test accounts, so that data really isn't there, but for you there would be figures there. So I think I'll leave it as that, Charlie, because I think there's lots more things that we can talk about, but for the purposes of today, you can see how easy it is to use that Wolters Kluwer content and share it immediately with your client base or prospects.
Brilliant. And I'll just
take over. Do I stop share or do you?
Yeah, I'll just take that share. Great. So thanks so much, Liz. So as Liz said, there's a ton of other features in there, and there is a huge amount of support and training available, and that is obviously part of the Boma, I suppose, ethos, is helping you guys become better marketers. In terms of the platform pricing, so the content that we've shown you is free for you guys as you're all Business Fitness subscribers. So Wolters Kluwer, there's a specific content unlock code, and I know that Sarah will speak more about how you get access to that. You can see here we've just laid out the basic pricing. For Boma, it starts from $60 plus GST per month, and that's for everything else other than the Business Fitness library that we've just talked about.
I think it's worth also noting that obviously with a subscription business, what you get today can be quite different from what you have in a year's time, because Charles and I and the Boma team are constantly working on new features and functionality within the product. So you sign up today, but obviously we add things we're quite responsive to as much as possible with our user base. We're very close to our subscriber base. So, you know, as much as possible, we're responding to requests and things like that.
Mm-hmm. And that's also to say the Wolters Kluwer Premium Library gets updated regularly. So I think weekly there'll be new articles appearing within that Premium Library. And the great thing for our subscribers is that once you have a subscription for Boma, we'll give you the unlock code so you can unlock the content within that as part of your Business Fitness subscription. So that part of it will be free. So let's talk about the next steps while we're there. So just to point out what happens next if you're interested in this. So we will email all attendees your coupon code, which will give you access to the Wolters Kluwer Premium Library in Boma. You'll sign up for a free 14-day trial with Boma, and obviously, Liz, that will also include some training at that point. And then you'll enter your coupon code, which will unlock that Wolters Kluwer library, and you can always get in touch with the team, whether it's us at Wolters Kluwer or the Boma team, if you have any questions. Okay, and Charles, shall we see if there's any questions from the audience?
Definitely. So guys, if you do want to ask a question, you can just click on the Q&A sort of tab in the Zoom meeting. I'm happy to take any questions. While we're waiting to see if any come through, I think it just might be worth just sort of going through what you do get in combination. And obviously, Sarah, you might like to just sort of reiterate the Wolters Kluwer side, and then we can talk about the Boma side. But I think
sure.
Together, it's just such an incredibly powerful combination. And if you think of maybe how you used to do things a couple of years ago, you know, this is really, as Sarah said, this is kind of the next evolution of where sort of progressive firms are going.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so from the Wolters Kluwer perspective, so you get access to the bespoke library in Boma, which is full of all our business development, tax-related news. You saw when Liz was demoing some of the different categories that we had there for you to access. Oh, it's flipped off. So also we talk about having that peace of mind that the content that you're using from WK is, you know, technically correct, it's relevant, it's up to date, and we have a team of expert writers writing that content, which will mean that new articles get added weekly to that premium library. And again, just to reiterate that there is no additional content fee for our Business Fitness subscribers to access that Wolters Kluwer Premium Library. And yeah, you know, give it a trial so you can do your 14-day free trial and use that unlock code to just have a bash.
And then just before I go into Boma, there's just a question from Michael, and he's basically asking, what is the selling strategy for current Business Fitness New Zealand clients, i.e. is there additional sales component for the Boma sale? So what I think you're asking, Michael, is there a revenue share between Wolters Kluwer and Boma for Boma subscriptions? So the answer is no. So Why we've partnered is that we really see the opportunity both for Boma to be sort of, I suppose, to get access to the Wolters Kluwer, I suppose, database, and vice versa for Wolters Kluwer to be able to have, to be able to give you guys added value. So it's a very much win-win internally from our side, and we're not sort of approaching this on a rev share agreement, because we believe that the components that we're both bringing to the deal are so good that we want to sort of offer them to you guys without sort of any sort of revenue share agreement. So if you're a business fitness user, as Sarah said, you can just get access to the unlock code as long as you have also signed up to become a member of Boma. And that was the $60 per month fee that we were talking about. So he said all good, so I think that explains it. So just to read out with Boma, so it's one platform for all your email and social. And so we've showed you how to send content using the content libraries. What you can also do is send your own email and your own social posts. So you might want to go out and post online about something that you've seen or something that you're interested in. Again, you can use Boma to do your own social posts. And it's the same with email. You might have a regular newsletter that you want to send out, or an update, a client update. You can start that completely from scratch. At any point, if you want to sort of add in some links to sort of any content from the content libraries, you can, but very much the power is within your hands. One thing that Liz mentioned was the ability to change the images. So within Boma, we've got nearly 3 million free images, and you can search them and add them into your campaigns, whether it's social or email. And those are all free for you to use. And there's Creative Commons licensing, so you don't need to worry about licensing. Liz showed you the scheduling. That's a really great element, as well as the email templates. Branded forms is becoming really popular. So people basically adding a form, possibly like a newsletter sign up form or a client contact form to their website. You can embed these on your website. And then when someone signs up to it, you'll basically get an email alert to your email or a designated email, and they'll also be then brought into the Boma CRM platform and then tagged as having, say, for example, signed up to your newsletter, so that you can then, when your next newsletter goes out, you can sort of say, look, I want to send everyone who's signed up to this newsletter. Performance analytics are really useful. So it's all great to send out an email or a social campaign, but what you really want to understand afterwards is, what was the engagement? So for email, it's how many people opened it, how many people clicked on it, did they share it or like it if it was in social media? So you'll be able to get a really clear understanding of how well your pieces of content or your campaigns are resonating with a particular audience. And lastly, friendly support and training. So this is included in your in the plan. We never charge for it, so you can always get in touch with us via chat, or we can set up a video call, and we're always happy to run you through whether it's a new feature or just a refresher, or if you've got maybe a new person who's joined your team and you want to get them up to speed on Boma. We're always happy to give you that help.
And that goes for, particularly during your trial, you'll have lots of questions. So sign up for a trial, and we'll send you those links through with the code. And then there's going to be someone that sort of can hold your hand along the way, depending how long, the things that you want to achieve, answer those questions and provide helpful advice and support.
And you'll also be able to have multiple team members in Boma. So you might want to have yourself and maybe one or two other team members to collaborate. Whether it's you're doing the work and someone else is reviewing, or vice versa. Again, it's just a really easy way to enable you to make the most of Boma, so there can actually be multiple users in there. And that's something that we don't charge for either, as compared to a lot of other platforms out there, where as soon as you start adding extra people, suddenly the price shoots up. So everything that we've talked about today is $60 per month plus GST. Because you guys are business fitness users, you'll get the Wolters Kluwer premium content for free on top of that. So an amazing opportunity. Well, I don't think there have been any more questions coming through. Afterwards, if you do have any questions, I know that Sarah and her team are going to be in contact with you guys via email, and we'll send out a bit more information in that. So obviously, you can reply to that email, or you can always go to www.bomamarketing.com if you'd like to check out our website. But look, we look forward to seeing you on Boma. Look forward to answering any questions you might have, and hope you found this useful today.
Yeah, thank you everybody. Thanks for attending today's session.